at McCovey Point on the other side of McCovey Cove.
Go out there every night.
Molina down the right field line. Deep. That ball is off the top of the wall. Right at the top of the Willie Mays wall. Only a single for Benji as Repko played the carom cleanly. Sandoval to third. And I think Benji would like the umpires to rethink that and just give him a home run.
Well, I mean, he's 7 RBIs away from 100, and this would be 2 if he could get it. Backspins one the opposite way, and I'm talking about inches. And Bruce Bochy is going to come out and ask for this one to be reviewed. And that is close. If it hits any part of that roof, it's a home run. Bill Welke, the plate umpire, going to go talk it over with his brother, the crew chief, Tim Welke.
Proctor started to come out to Bill Welke, but the umpire's going to talk it over. Now they could decide to review a replay, but it doesn't appear from our replays that it hit on the roof itself.
Man, that is close.
The umpires are not obligated to look at a replay if they feel convinced that they got it right in the first place.
That is close. If it hits the front of that tin roofing that is right on top of Levi's Landing, that's a home run.
So maybe they need a yellow line up there.
Well, yeah, that would be nice. Plus, it would look good.
So you're saying if it hit above the brick, or is that faux brick, and it hit even the tip of that green?
Yeah, I think if it hits the metal, you're going to hear something. Because it does, and the faux brick, it really is a wood facing. And I don't hear it.
The Welkes are talking it over. Tim Welke, the crew chief, the older brother, and the plate umpire, Bill Welke. Well, they're going to go in, and for the first time here at AT&T Park, the umpire is going to ask for a video review. And 3 of the umpires are going to go down. So the video equipment is apparently right down behind home plate as we get another look at it here. And what do you think? Off the wood or off the tin, off the metal?
I think it pinched the seam. I think if it caught the metal, if the ball left a mark the size of, say, a 50-cent piece, half the 50-cent piece is on the tin and half of it is on the phony bricks.
The Giants have already put in a pinch runner for Benji, by the way. Emmanuel Burris has gone over. That's the metal you're talking about. So if they overrule this and the guy who hit the home run is already out of the game, does Burris run the rest of the way around the bases?
That's a great question.
Well, we may have an all-time major league record. Now, the instant replay review is only applying to home run calls, whether a ball was fair or foul, or there was fan interference, or did it clear the wall or did it not. And the umpire crew chief is the one who decides. A manager cannot demand that it be used. The umpires have to decide that there's enough reason, I guess a reasonable doubt, that they got the call right to go back and review it. The video itself comes from a central office at the commissioner's office in New York. They make a phone call. They have a hotline right to that office where all of the games every night are, all the telecasts of every game, by the way. So Vin Scully's telecast as well as our telecast is available, and they'll have a chance to look at all of the angles on both telecasts before they make their decision. Is Rick Honeycutt there, the pitching coach in the foreground, with Joe Torre behind him. And the game has stopped. Now the idea is that this would not take really any longer than just the umpires getting together to decide.
No, there's the ball, and there's green on that ball. And that green would come from one thing, and that would be the tin that is on top of the Levi landing, what we're talking about.
Of course, the umpires, before every series, they go over the ground rules. So they're well aware of what the ground rule is for that play in right field. And here come the umpires out.
I would be surprised if they overturned it. But if they signal home run here, this place is going to go off.
It's a home run. So Emmanuel Burris, the pinch runner, goes into his home run trot. So Benji just hit a home run, and he didn't find out until he was actually out of the game. Now that's got to be an all-time first. Who gets the run scored? This could never have happened before. Benji will be one of the guys congratulating Emmanuel Burris for completing his own home run.
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Come to the ballpark every day, you're going to see something new. That is fantastic.
And Joe Torre talking to Bill Welke as if to say, you know, I'm glad I'm already in the postseason. That I don't have to file a protest or, you know, get involved in maybe a fist fight with you or something. Now, Bill Welke and his older brother Tim, who is the crew chief, Tim Welke. What this? How could a guy hit a home run and it was a pinch runner who scored for him?
Yeah.
That's supposed to only happen if the guy who hit the home run gets injured while he's rounding the bases.
And that may be what they're discussing right now. It's certainly something we've never seen. And the best part about it was the smile on Emmanuel Burris' face when he was trying to round the bags. He was enjoying it.
So there is something called the law of unintended consequences. And an unintended consequence of the replay rule on governing questionable home run calls to make sure that they're gotten right is what if the guy who hit the home run is out of the game after you finally say, yeah, that's a home run?
They never ever had this discussion, believe me. This never even came up in any part of the conversations they had when they were even entertaining the idea of having instant replay.
Well, now they're going to go over and explain something to Joe Torre.
Well, it just has to be about how it's going to be scored. They're not going to take the home run away now that they've ruled that it was a home run. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't think that they were going to do that.
From our replays, now maybe they had a different angle on the Dodger telecast. I don't know what they had, what camera angles that they were able to produce, but it was so close on our telecast, it was very difficult for the replays we saw to say, yes, clearly it hit the green, the metal, therefore home run.
Now, that may have been the deciding factor when they saw the ball. I would imagine they saw that as well as the different shots and various camera angles. But it did hit the metal roofing on the top of the Levi landing, and you could see the mark that it made on the ball.
You know, for future reference, it could be that it would be wise not to put in a pinch runner.
Yeah, he's just
until after the umpires have decided whether they're going to have a look at the video replay or not. You know, because, and we'd have to go back to the rule book and really double check it. But now they're going to go talk to Bruce Bochy. But what about a player goes to first base and then leaves the field? There is a rule that if a player leaves the bag, not that he would be out since he was in as a pinch runner, but are the Giants at that point under the rule book saying that no, that's not a home run. We're conceding that it's not a home run. We're putting in another runner for the guy who hit the home run. Because unless he gets injured, there's no provision in the rule book for a guy hitting a home run and not rounding the bases. But he clearly could not round the bases because he was taken out of the game. He would have to have re-entered the game to round the bases. Now,
well, was he formally announced that he was pinch running? I mean, there were 3 umpires who were missing. Did that happen? Did he go pinch run as before the? I think he did. I think he went in pinch ran before the umpires left the field.
Absolutely, he came in right away. And generally speaking, you were 14 years in the big leagues. They would have told Ron Wotus or Bochy himself, somebody would have told Emmanuel Burris, if Benji gets on, you go in and run for him.
Absolutely. That's exactly how it happens.
So Benji gets on, Burris pops up, goes out to run for him.
Just in order to speed up play.
Yeah, which is what they've been asked to do by the powers that be. But we could have a rule book problem here with the fact that the guy who hit the home run left the game before he actually completed the home run.
Well,
and Bruce Bochy's starting to look a little frustrated here. There's something about this conversation that does not look good for the Giants.
They may ask Benji Molina to get up there and run around the bags.
And the umpire, Tim Welke, the crew chief, is making a phone call now.
I think he may be talking to the official score for some help, because this really is when 2 eras sort of collided. First of all, the home run, and then automatically, because as you mentioned, the protocol involved with sitting a pinch runner out there and having there's Michael Duca, who is indeed the official score tonight.
But he is talking to Tim Welke. There's Tim, the crew chief.
But as we talked about,
so he's probably doing exactly what you speculated. That was he actually, Burris, the pinch runner, actually entered into the game by the umpires. They're the ones who have to do it for it to be official. Now Welke comes out and gives the home run signal to the other umpires. So it sounds to me like it's a 2-run homer, end of discussion.
Now they're going to give Scott Proctor a few more throws here, as he had almost a 12-minute delay. One more look. All it had to do was hit that roofing on the top of the Levi landing. We did not hear a sound. We saw a mark on the ball. And what we had thought, half the ball hit on the wood, the other half hit on the roofing, and that's all it needed to do. It hits the roofing, it's a home run. The ruling was, and there's the mark on the ball. You can see them.
Here's